Yes, Boston has entered the chat. You're damn right. Travis, Thomas, George Balekji here. And you, of course, this show is interactive. We always tell you, send us your tweets. Call the Boston has entered the chat hotline, 617-790-0928. Feeling good, feeling great. Celtics back in the Eastern Conference Finals, my friend.
You love to see a third straight year.
Yes.
They're making it to the conference finals, and this is a team, I'm going to give them some credit. You get a bad Cavs team, really banged up, especially towards the end, without Jared Allen, who missed the end of the first-round series for the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell out the last two games. No Karis LeVert in a closeout game. Handled their business, was tight late. Jaylen Brown on an off night. But Jason Tatum showed up. Al Horford, big time. So I give credit to the Celtics team on that win.
Top stories in the show. We'll start right there as Celtics move on. So, of course, we'll break it down. Plus, we'll get you ready for the Bruins Game 6 back at the Garden as well. And the NFL schedule is officially out. So we'll talk Patriots amongst all the teams and the big primetime games. But first, as we begin, every Boston has entered the chat program. We got to get something off of our chest. GB, you do the honors.
I alluded to it. I'm going to give the Celtics credit on what they've done so far, right? They only have to play 10 games to advance to the conference finals. And as a 64-win team that they are, the best team in the regular season by far, historically good of a team. Talent-wise, metrics, everything. Eye test, all there. Still haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Because the true litmus test of this team and the standard everyone was holding them to was what they did and what they will do in the finals, right?
Right.
Beat a Jimmy Butler-less Heat team in 5, and a team that was honestly terrible in the regular season. Cool. No one cares. You beat a Cavs team in 5 that wasn't any good. And again, without Donovan Mitchell, no Jared Allen, no Karis LeVert, which you could say, yeah, it's Karis LeVert.
Yeah, but, I mean,
the man stepped up when they needed him to, and they're depleted. Your league's better than the rest of the NBA, especially in the East.
Right.
So 2 series wins in 5, not really impressed by much on this one with this team.
Right.
And it is. You got to win it all. The roster is there. The coaching staff is there. It's Joe Mazzulla. It's Sam Cassell. It's Jeff Van Gundy as a senior consultant. Everything's going all in to win a banner.
Yeah.
They just haven't been tested yet. So it's still, I watch and I go, cool. It's an extension of the regular season is what the Celtics just made it through. They're just a little longer.
Sure.
Weak opponents, and I don't think they're going to get much in the Eastern Conference Finals. So really, to me, the Celtics haven't done anything yet. I'm not impressed.
Well, listen, you make a great point from the Cavs standpoint of things about all the players that they had out, of course. But at the end of the day, we've seen this Celtics team punch down all season long. Whenever they played a team who were without their best players, or a team certainly in Boston, in TD Garden, that had no business hanging with the Celtics, we either saw those teams win games or cover games at the very least from the gambling aspect. I mean, this is what they've done all season. So I'm not quite as hard on them as you are in the sense of I'm not impressed, you haven't done anything. I look at it more as like status quo. Like, this is what this team has done.
Fair.
Where I have concerns, and I don't believe it's at a time when we're talking about another Eastern Conference Finals appearance, I don't feel like it's appropriate to go here, but I'm going to, because where I have concerns is there seems to be an arrogance with this team of, well, we can just flip the switch when we want to. And we've seen that. Now, that's where I will say in these playoffs, we saw that, right? Game 2 against the Heat, they lose because the Heat shoot the lights out. Same deal with the Cavs, right? Like, it's just like they punch down. They don't there's a certain malaise with this Celtics team. And then you hear the chirping from us. They hear that. They hear the noise. They feel the pressure of, oh, this team's going to collapse. And then they come out and they show you and they beat someone down. I actually thought Game 5 against the Cavs was going to be beat down city. I really did. I thought they were going to make a mockery of that team, an example of that team, especially as you get up close to tip-off and you see all the Cavs are out that you mentioned. I thought for sure, okay, they're going to wax the floor with them, and they didn't do that. But that's what drives you nuts about this team, because you know damn well they can. And again, they have this mentality that we can flip the switch when we want. As the game went on in Game 5, George, we did see the Celtics start to pull away. Tatum take over, who we'll get to here. But that's what drives you nuts. You could probably get away with the same shenanigans that they've been doing all year and they've been doing in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference Finals. But when you get to the finals, I don't really give a damn who you play. You're not going to be able to do that because some of this is just the Eastern Conference. It's just the reality of the Eastern Conference. Do we want them to beat the hell out of everyone every single night? Of course we do. Do they? No, they don't. Do they get style points? Sometimes. But style points be damned. A win is a win. You're back in the Eastern Conference Finals. But when you get to the finals, you need two things. You need Kristaps Porzingis healthy, and you need to flip that damn switch that you believe you can flip.
And be consistent.
Be consistent and give maximum effort every single game.
This is us talking about a team that has 8 wins out of 10 games in this postseason. Average margin of victory, 18.5 points. But you said it. Is it a product of the East? I mean, this is a Heat team that was never good at any point this season. Never
Even
healthy and never
Butler.
got right. Exactly. This was a Cavs team that made things happen, especially when Darius Garland was out. And this is a Cavs team full strength that could have been a real threat.
Yeah.
But where were they without their best defender, one of their best defenders in Jared Allen, without their best player in Donovan Mitchell last 2 games? And if they get the Knicks, OG Anunoby dealing with a hamstring.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson done for the postseason. Obviously, Julius Randle's been out for them. Bojan Bogdanovic done for the postseason as well.
Yep.
Jalen Brunson dealing with a bruised foot or something, but he's playing through it. It's just all coming up Celtics on their path to the finals, and that's fine. It's just they go out, tight game, margin of victory is big. What'd they win by? 15, 16?
Yep.
All right, 15. Good. And Jason Tatum showed up big time. But it's just, I'm still watching and I go, okay, what have you done? Because like I said, they had 64 wins in the regular season, tack on 8 more. Cool, it's a 72-win team right now. It's an extension of the regular season, what we've seen so far.
This is why I've consistently said this team is very good, but they lack the characteristics of a great team. They just do. I mean, great teams beat the hell out of inferior teams. Mm-hmm. They do, especially in the playoffs. I mean, they beat the hell out of those teams.
Yep.
You don't see that with the Celtic team. Now, I'll give credit where it's due here. Jason Tatum this series, as it went on,
especially his last 3 games,
was sensational. Absolutely awesome. Again, in Game 5, 25 points, 10 boards, 9 assists. Damn near messed around and got a triple-double.
And 4 steals, too.
I mean, he took over the game. He owned the game. God bless the refs. I keep giving the refs credit here because Jason Tatum now, for a few games, has got texts. He's been upset with the non-calls. When he gets ticked off, he shows up, and he is unstoppable. And he's the force that we all want him to be. That's the thing. I mean, listen, this team is back in the Eastern Conference Finals for the 3rd time in a row. And you would think George and I have graded the paper so critical that you're not going to pass a class. It's just, if anything, we, George and I, the media, the fans, you, we're just guilty of wanting more from this team consistently.
The standard's high.
There's
we saw it in
nothing
the finals.
wrong. There's nothing wrong with this.
Yeah.
Nothing. For people who try to make you feel bad because, oh, you're being tough on a team that wins all these games and they're back in the Eastern Conference Finals. Look, this team could win the title this year. We all have acknowledged that. We all understand that. But again, very good, not great. Because if they were great, if they truly tapped into what their potential is, and none of us complain about the things we're complaining about with this team, right? Then honestly, you would be talking about this team winning a title this season, which we are, check. But you would also be having the conversation of this could be a modern-day dynasty because all these contracts are wrapped up. All these guys are in their prime. This isn't an old, beat-up, weathered team. This isn't a young, upstart team like the Timberwolves trying to figure it out. This is a team in their prime with a ton of playoff experience, a team that has been drafted, put together, cultivated, developed. And they're peaking. They're here. It's the time. The time is now to win a title, but you should be having the conversation that this could be a modern-day dynasty. No one's having that conversation because we just can't trust it.
Exactly.
We can't trust it.
And you got to see that first one come through.
Right.
And this is Karis LeVert had 19 points in Game 4 in a loss. Lose Donovan Mitchell, 29.6 points per game in the postseason, shooting 35% from 3. And Jared Allen, their best rim protector defender. So you go out, you beat them by 15, great job. But you also see what the strength is of this team, and as it's always been. Yes, it's the star power of Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis, but it's Derek White, 15 points in the first half. Al Horford, 22 and 15 in this game.
Big Al.
6 for 13 from 3. And the Celtics as a team, 65% they shot from the floor in the fourth quarter, with Drew Holiday going 5 for 5 from the floor. So that's where it is, and that's where I'll come up and say, all right, where's the win in this one? You just see the depth of this team pulling through.
Yes.
And again, Jaylen Brown on an off night scoring-wise, which up to tonight, I mean, he was their most consistent player in the playoffs. He's been great for them. But you see an off night for him. Derek White bounced back in the first half. Drew Holiday, great fourth quarter. Al Horford, great game. Jason Tatum, great game. And a closeout. So at least I'll give them that when they need to wake up. And there's that worry. No Donovan Mitchell again. Still without Jared Allen. All right, Karis LeVert's out. Is this when the team takes them too light, plays with their food a little too much? But they didn't do that. They came out, it was tight.
It felt like they did.
But then the separation in the fourth. And that's part of it, though. And that's what championship teams have to do is close out fourth quarters. And the Celtics did that.
They did. I will say this. Hearing you go through the numbers, especially Al Horford, who no one's surprised that he had a big game in a closeout scenario. That is a veteran of the team. He is playing for a ring. He deserves a ring. Hopefully, the Celtics can get him one here. But it's, to me, looking at this game proves, and really the past few, proves that Jason Tatum is the catalyst.
Yep.
He's the guy.
He's always been.
You just said Horford, big game. Derek White, big game. And what did you say? Jaylen Brown, not his best game tonight, but it didn't matter. I'm not saying he doesn't matter, but he's been scoring his arse off. Mm-hmm. And when Tatum doesn't, there's struggles there. Tatum's a catalyst. Yeah. You got to have it. Jaylen Brown could be off. Your other role players can bail you out in a sense. But the one constant you have to have is Jason Tatum. You just have to have it. And he's been giving it to you consistently. He deserves credit for that. But can he sustain it? That's the question.
Going back to the 2022 finals run, this is a team, and I've said it since then, they go as far as Jason Tatum takes them. And it's how they're constructed.
Right.
With KP back in the fold, it'll still be how does Jason Tatum play? That's what this team is. Get your guys back, get your horses healthy.
Yeah.
And lucky for them, it's either a Knicks team that's banged up or a Pacers team that can't defend that they'll get in the Eastern Conference Finals. Find out after Friday night.
Well, I mean, listen, let's talk about that because is that an advantage or a disadvantage? I feel as though I'm on an island with this because most people seemingly feel as though it's a disadvantage. And it's like, okay, they have this cakewalk, and then you get to the finals. All these teams out west are battle-tested, and they mean business. So you get out to the finals, and now maybe you get punched in the mouth, right? I actually am on the opposite side of the spectrum, which is, look, just get there. Just get there. Figure it out when you get there, but the key is, and it's always been health. Now, they lose Kristaps Porzingis, but think about this. Look at the other series. You mentioned the Pacers and the Knicks. Even out west, all these series feel like they're going into deep waters. Mm-hmm. Celtics handled their business. They got it done. Boop, boop, boop. Moving on. Get your rest for your current players, and Lord knows Kristaps continues to get closer and closer to returning. So I look at it the opposite. I wish they hadn't lost a game at all. I wish they were both sweeps here.
Yeah.
And so you're talking about a little more additional rest. And that'll give you an advantage not only in the Eastern Conference Finals, but in the finals when you get there, knock on wood, because you're going to be more rested and healthy, again, knock on wood, than any other team.
But I'm just worried when you get punched in the mouth in the finals.
Right.
And the teams that they could face, T-Wolves, Nuggets.
All punchers.
And they don't give games away.
No.
And they play down to the wire. And that's even the worry. Like, you see, and I think it's where frustration from the fans come when there's like that Game 2 drop they had against the Cavs, same thing against the Heat.
Yep.
You watch these other series, and even in losses, you see the Pacers, the Knicks, the Mavs, and the Thunder in their series out west. And, of course, Nuggets, T-Wolves, too. Just their superstars playing down to the wire, going balls to the wall, just giving their all. When it's a Celtics loss, it's all right, it's their night, it's not ours. Let's run it back. We'll get them right in Game 3. And I get it. That's the talent of this team. But there comes a point where when the lights are brightest and is hitting the fan, right? You don't have time to recover. You don't have, okay, let's get it back next game. Like,
right.
Because they're the teams on the opposite side. You'll meet in the finals, just won't give that away. And when you give them air and you give them momentum, they're just going to hold on to that. So that's where my worry is. But it is, I mean, to only have played 10 games so far, legs are staying fresh. Because we've seen it. It's all about getting healthy. 2022, Tatum wasn't right in the finals. His wrist, whatever it was. Same thing last year. I mean, literally in a game 7, Tatum rolls his ankle opening minutes of the game.
That's
Offense
right.
was lost.
Yep.
Jaylen Brown didn't know what to do. So it's injuries that have taken this team down the last 2 years, but have also running into a really good Warriors team. But regardless, so it is. Get healthy. They're going to be rested by the time they get to the finals. It's just, for me, in my spot, like watching these 2 runs, covering the team up close the last 2 years.
Yep.
It's just why I'm patient before I give any praise.
You're cautiously optimistic.
I'm cautiously patient. I'm not optimistic because I've seen it twice. So I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it with this team and with these guys, right?
Yeah.
Because they come out, and it's even Joe Mazzulla after the game tonight was asked about, the selfless basketball they're playing. And it's like, not everyone's going to do it. When it comes to winning time, it's put up or shut up. Mm-hmm. You got to, nut
like
up
that.
is what he said.
I don't
and it's
like that tough
You're going to
talk
do some stuff people aren't willing to do. It's like you beat a Heat team and a Cavs team.
Yeah.
It's just everything's going right. It's easy for you to say that. And with the breaks you got, it's a front-running team. So it's like, are you going to have that talk and that toughness and that moxie to you when it's a 2-2 series with the T-Wolves? And it's best of 3 at that point?
But the thing is, I don't need the rah-rah. I need
do
you to
it.
draw
Just
it
shut
up. Draw like
The whole
coach.
team. The whole team shut up and play.
Well, specifically for Joe.
Yeah.
Like, draw something up, bro. Draw something up.
But
Let's see some rotations. Coach. I don't even think. I know. And honestly, even this team's personality, I just don't know if this team really needs all that. I don't. They're all quiet guys.
Confidence is there.
Yeah, no one's. Who the hell on this team is the spiritual leader? Who's out front in the huddle? Like, yeah, come on, guys. It's not this team. That's not their personality. It's not what they do. So I don't know if you need your coach doing that, but that's another topic for another day. I want to ask you this because I'll get your official prediction on game night. But right now, I just want to tell you, Pacers-Knicks, no one's won on the road yet. All the home teams have won, and Pacers are a completely different team at home. Game 6 in Indy just feels like a Game 7 to me, George. It feels inevitable. I'll get your official prediction on game night, but just looking ahead, this feels like it's going 7, and the Knicks are already a walking mash unit. Pacers,
Knicks are
they don't
banged
play
up.
any defense. I feel even without getting an official prediction until game night, this feels like if it does go 7 MSG, Knicks are shutting the lights off on the Pacers.
It's like how many more 40-point games does Jaylen Brown have left?
He's going to have to keep doing
Every time he needs it, he does it. I mean, he did it the other night for
Yeah.
them. You just watch this Pacers team, and they're so bad defensively, and it doesn't make
Terrible.
sense because they have good athletes. So it's a matter of, just tell them what to do and have some system in
Is
place.
that attitude?
I think it's coaching. It's just they just don't do the little things right. Like knowing what to do off screens, boxing out. Yeah, there's attitude that comes to it too, but you need a coach that these guys to tell them where to go.
You have to demand it.
Yeah. So, I would say it's attitude. I think it's coaching too, and the attitude comes from the head coach as well. So, whatever Carlisle's doing out there in Indy, I don't know.
Well, listen, we always ask you, the fan, to get involved here. Hit us up, 617-790-0928 on the Boston has entered the chat hotline. We also ask for a plethora, a cavalcade of tweets, and you deliver every single time. And, of course, on a night where the Celtics get back to the Eastern Conference Finals, we saw the tweets rolling in heavily. So let's run through them here. We always like to hear from the fans, of course. And, look, this is a great one. Boston Diehards always comes through for us. The Celtics showing up to the Eastern Conference Finals every year.
Hello.
Same teacher, different outfit.
Just change your shirt. That's it. Same pants. Hello.
What's he say?
That's what he walks. Hello.
He
This
says
is
the
them
same
at this
thing
point.
every morning.
This is them at this point, man.
Hello. Tweets kept flowing in. Thanks. I love Boston Diehards, by the way. Great follow. Look at this. Max Strus walking in rocking the Panthers jersey. You ain't no damn Panthers fan. You just trolling.
What a prick.
I mean, just unbelievable, this guy.
This is a tool bag move.
Hey, you know, when the
He's
game...
from Chicago. I get it.
That's
He
what I'm
used to be
saying.
in Florida.
When the game started, though, he was in fuego, but what happened? I mean, I guess that Panthers jersey didn't really pay off for our guy Max Strus.
End of the day, it's Max Strus. It was like him and George Niang leading the offense
Right.
out there, so that's what's going to
Look
happen.
at this. Head down now. Not looking so confident, are we, Max? No comment, says the Celtics. I wish you would comment. We should comment.
There might be karma that follows the Panthers on that one. We'll see.
Oh, you think so?
Big game 6.
Here we go. Celtics is he is going to have all the time in the world now to go catch some Panthers games.
Yeah.
That's big facts right there. Hopefully, though, only game 6 and 7 is
Right,
what Max
exactly.
You
At
know what I
most.
mean? Hopefully, Max only gets to see the Panthers in game 6 and game 7, and then they're up out of there too.
Done at that point. Look, man. Just saying. Game 6 in Boston.
Huh.
You win game 6, then that game 7 pressure's on the Panthers at home.
I'll take it.
It's a little reverse.
But hey, you know how we do.
Don't get ahead. One
One
game
game
at a time.
baby.
Yeah.
One period at a time.
Sway can steal any game.
One save at a time.
I just don't believe in Sergei Bobrovsky at all.
One face-off at a time. Any more?
Bruins did good in the circle.
One power play. One power play at a time.
For the Bees, it's penalty kill because they've been crushing
One
on that.
penalty kill at a time. Can I get an amen on Boston has entered the chat?
Amen.
Amen. By the way, hit us up, 617-790-0928. Sometimes we get questions.
Yep.
Sometimes we get comments. Every now and again, someone says you stink. But most of the time, we get love. I mean, the love is what we love the most. 617-790-0928. GB, take a listen and receive the love that we got on the hotline.
Boston have entered the chat, baby. Let's go. Let's go Bruins. Let's go Celtics. You know, this is how we do it. Boston, love that dirty water. Let's go, baby. See ya.
Love that
Love that
dirty
energy.
water.
We see the times that people call in, leave the voicemails. That was like 9:15 in the morning.
It was early.
Shout out to that guy.
It
Bringing
was
that
early.
energy. I love it on a Wednesday, man.
I love that too, man. He woke up. He rocked with Boston has entered the
Hey,
chat.
just keep that hotline coming. 617-790-0928. Call in. And as that, bring the energy. Ask us anything. Call us anything. You know, to a certain
Call
point.
us anything.
But call in. We want you guys, the listeners, the watchers, the viewers, to enter the chat here.
All
On
right.
Boston's Enter the
Now,
Chat.
we've talked enough about Game 6 for the Bruins here. So we got that game on Friday night. So we figured what better time to do an emoji reaction than right now. So I'm going to name some things here.
Okay.
You go through these emojis.
See what we have.
Let's sort them out, and then we'll hold it up based on our feeling for the topic. All right, here we go. Charlie McAvoy getting on the score sheet.
Ooh.
How do you feel about that? Because I'm feeling cool, baby.
I'm
Charlie
smiling.
McAvoy.
Smiling. I'm warm. I'm happy.
Yeah,
I mean, game-winning goal. So finally scoring his first points of this series.
right.
He didn't have a shot on goal until Game 5, which is nuts to think about Charlie Mack. But he played phenomenally well. Led the team in shifts, one of the highest times on ice, goal and an assist, and he had the game winner. He's playing great.
ISO cam, please,
And brings
Greg.
the
Thank you.
toughness.
Charlie McAvoy, I'm wearing the shades. You know why? Because he's rocking the shiner. He's got the shiner, the physicality, the clutch goal in Game 5. Bro is pure Boston right now. So I'm rocking the shades for my guy McAvoy.
I like that. What you got next?
I think he's going to have a big Game 6 too,
Ooh.
by the way. All right, Jeremy Swayman in this series. How are you feeling about
Ooh.
that? Jeremy Swayman.
Relaxed. You know,
Okay.
I'm sleeping, I'm chilling because you know what you get with Sway
Yep.
every night in the net. I mean, he's the guy now. It's no more, sleep. Nope.
You're
Swayman's
sleep-
that dude.
You're sleeping?
It's just I'm relaxed.
Okay.
You know, like you know you have him there. So anytime there's a breakaway, if you're a coach, you can just
We're good.
he's got us.
Sleeping good, too.
I'm relaxed.
Deep REM
Sway
sleep.
has you relaxed. You don't have to worry about him. You don't have to think,
Yeah.
all right, how's the goaltending going to be tonight? Like, no. My favorite, watching Game 5, you see 3 guys with Bob painted on their chest, like brick for Sergei Bobrovsky.
So Florida.
A, painting your body for Sergei Bobrovsky is a choice. Columbus Blue Jackets days, I get it, but now that's a choice. Also, just putting Bob on your body for some Russian, it's weird. Bobrovsky.
Very Florida man of them. Jeremy Swayman, I love thee. Pure bromance. How many saves have you made in the first round and against the Panthers where I just say, how, Sway? I love you, man. I mean, it's just we wouldn't be here without you, Jeremy Swayman. You keep doing you. This is my emoji for you. Pure love. All right, ready? Pat, your boy, Maroon. No one wants to fight him.
Big rig.
Your reaction?
Laugh about it. Everyone's afraid of him. Pat Maroon is brought in for one thing only, and everyone knows why, right? To fight, to be the enforcer, the big rig on the ice. And he's calling everybody out. Everyone and their mothers he wants to fight. And just no one will take him up on it. To the point you just laugh at the Panthers skating away scared.
All right, I'm going to flip yours that you just used for being so relaxed with Jeremy Swayman in that.
That's what he is, which he doesn't want to be.
I'm going to do the night-night here because run up on him if you want. You going to sleep. He going to put you night-night. That's why nobody wants to fight him because they know. Knuck if you buck. He's knocking blocks off.
Knuck if you buck, boy.
You better avoid him. All right, here we go. Officiating this series. I don't even know what this one is, but this is how I feel. The officiating is awful. I wish I had the poop
It's
emoji.
like grief, kind of. I don't.
Is it grief? Good grief. I wish I had the poop emoji because that's what I'd use. I mean, I don't know what the refs, I guess, do they have money on the game? I have no idea, but something has got to change here for 6 and 7.
I laugh at it for 2 reasons. Their explanation for the non-goalie interference in Game 4 was just laughable. And then their explanation for the non-goalie interference in Game 5 was even better, where their explanation was there's no goalie interference.
Right.
Not saying what happened, how Bobrovsky reestablished himself and was reset and able to make a move. And Danton Heinen left the crease before the shot was even coming in, all that. So I just laugh at it. It's terrible. It's terrible. This is Gary Bettman's NHL. Just terrible.
All right, here we go. Last one. Having Game 6 in Boston.
Ooh, let me see.
I'm going to assume this is like sweat or something. Is this a sweat?
Yeah,
is
it's
this
a
like
nervous smile. It's a nervous smile.
I'm nervous as hell. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why a lot of these. Now, the Celtics got it done, but Celtics and Bruins in the Garden has just not gone well lately. I don't get it. I don't understand what's happening, so I'm sweating. But please, for the love of all things hockey, win Game 6. Give us a Game 7. No better 2 words in sports in Game 7. Please. But I'm nervous about it. What was yours? Hard?
I'm nervous. Yeah, just hard eyes.
Okay.
At least, pivotal Game 6. And you know what? You win Game 6 at home. Pressure's on the Panthers at home, right? In Game 7, I'm saying if the Bees win in Game 6. Because if the Bees, they go in, they're loose. Game 6. It's at home. We were down. Now we got the series to 3-2. Win tonight. All bets are off on 7. The pressure is on the Panthers to win on the road in Game 6. The Bees, I mean, the Panthers are the better team. They came in as a favorite. The pressure was on them. The Bruins came off where they had to win Game 7 in overtime.
Right.
Everything's on the Panthers. Hey, we got this. We're not supposed to be here, but we're at home. All right, let's go play.
Yeah.
Panthers are, if it's not now, you don't want to go Game 7.
Now look, I don't want to trigger my guy George here because we're gonna move off of Bruins here, and we're gonna go to the NFL.
But actually, before we get that, before we get to the NFL, debuting their schedules and everything, and yes, we'll get to that point. You know who debuted their season?
Who?
WNBA.
Yeah.
Sun came out with a win over Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
And speaking of the Connecticut Sun, if you go to Respect Her Game, hosted by Sofia Jurkovic. She's joined by Connecticut Sun team president Jennifer Rizzotti to discuss the impact that the 2024 WNBA draft class had on the league. Wherever you get your podcasts, YouTube, NESN.com, Twitch, Facebook. Like, subscribe, follow, rate, review, and make sure to follow us on all social channels. That's wherever you get your podcast. Respect Her Game, hosted by Sofia Jurkovic. New episodes dropping weekly over on NESN's YouTube.
Okay, trigger warning for George Balekji.
Oh, I'm cool, man.
NFL schedule release show. And I noticed my enthusiasm was there. I was ready. Popcorn, the whole nine. George didn't really have the same zeal, the same zest for it as I did. Now, to be fair, the entire schedule was leaked on Twitter pretty much as the days went on leading up to I know. You were right.
No way.
But I still get a kick out of the schedule release show. Now we know it. Before we dive into this for the Patriots and others, would you just like to give us your thoughts on the NFL schedule release show, please?
I love that it come out at 8 on NFL Network, and I waited like 5-10 minutes, and the Patriots put out their own video, which the creativity was so much better.
You like that.
And in 3 minutes and 52 seconds, I found out their entire schedule, and then they attached a little link where I hit it, and I found out instantly instead of sitting through some TV BS. Give this moment to the team's social teams who, if you watch the Patriots video, you saw the Miami Dolphins to opposite end of the spectrum is what they put out.
Chargers do a good job.
Chargers always do a great job. The Titans do the most brilliant thing ever. Just go to wherever the main strip in Nashville is, where it's Bachelorette Party Central, and just have them. People guess the mascots and what they are. Just let the team's social media teams have their day. And you know what I did, Trav? I watched the Celtics play basketball.
I saw.
And I didn't give a rat's ass. Keep that shoes. I didn't give a rat's ass about that schedule day too. Just like stop. Like you got everything. Just stop. I have it right here. I print it out. I go through and I have my wins and losses.
I told you.
I just don't. Just stop.
I warned you guys it was a trigger, but I did
Cut
it
me
on
off,
purpose.
please, because I'm about to drop an
No, I did it
FU.
on purpose. I did it on purpose. All right, let's dive into the Patriots
You know how
schedule.
you just know.
So they open the season at Cincy.
Loss.
Yeah,
Loss.
that's going to be tough.
Joe Burrow back.
It's going to be tough.
Now Bengals coming out. Lost our offensive coordinator Brian
gonna be
Callahan
tough.
now with the Titans. Just this Patriots roster is bad, guys. Remember that. It's going to take a few years. And the offense led by Jacoby Brissett at Cincy, that's a loss.
Let's look at this as we have it up here on our screen. I mean, listen.
Let's do a quick one.
It's just brutal. You're on the road for 3 of your first 4.
Home games are in red on
There's
that
a
graphic.
late bye, which usually I like, but
Week
coming
13.
back from London, there's no bye. I don't know. It's late. I don't know. Travel late there, even after the bye.
That's week 14.
Yeah, this is a brutal schedule, George.
Look, I mean, like you said, at Cincy, home against Seattle, at New York, at San Fran. You know what jumped out to me, and you guys can't see it on that graphic? 1, 8:15, 4:05, 1,
Right.
1, 9:30 a.m., 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 4:25, 1.
Why
TBD.
would they be in prime time? You
Yeah.
wouldn't put them in prime time.
Guys, welcome to the life
Yeah.
in the basement of your division because
Right.
this team is that bad.
Yeah.
And you know Robert Kraft is looking and going, but I have a new head coach and I have a rookie quarterback. Why wouldn't they have 6 primetime games? Because the Jets have a top 3 defense and Aaron Rodgers back. And also, they get flexed in and out of primetime games. The Niners are the Niners.
Yep.
The Cowboys with 6 is just hilarious, but it's just Jerry Jones. It's so weird, man. Buffalo, Kansas City, Green Bay with 5.
Yep.
You know what they all have, those 3 teams?
What?
An elite quarterback.
Yeah.
And also just damn good rosters. So that's just my buddy Adam London texted me because he goes, what stands out to you? And I said, look at all those 1 p.m.s. And he goes, welcome to life as a Carolina Panthers fan.
Wow.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Your nights will be free during the regular season if you're a Patriots fan.
Let's see if we agree on any of these.
This is
games.
just life.
Guys, that's what I really want to see if we agree. Okay. Let's jump to week 2, Seattle. I have that down as a win.
I got it as a win, too.
Okay,
West Coast
so-
team coming over.
But
new head coach.
It does feel okay. So same reasons I have it as a win, but even the wins on this schedule that we'll go through because I don't know how many you have. I don't have many. Feels like a coin flip type game.
Okay.
Like if you told me the Seahawks win that game, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yep.
But I'm gonna go benefit of the doubt here with the Patriots. I'll give you another coin flip. I'm interested to get your thoughts. In Bloody London, I think that's a coin flip game with the Jaguars.
I have that as a win.
Now, okay,
It'll
so
be a
do
home
I.
game for the Jags. Huge following
Of
out there.
course.
Wembley.
But this is less about Patriots and more about the Jags.
Yeah.
I am out on them. I actually think last season
The offensive line's still bad. Like a
Yeah.
good defensive team like
Trevor
the Pats
Lawrence
come in.
feels like peaked. I mean, if Doug Peterson can't get the most out of you, what's really going on here? Is he as good as he going to get? It feels it.
I don't know, but he had one leg and one arm by the end of last season. That offensive
Fair.
line's terrible. Hey, and he lost Calvin Ridley. You gained Gabe Davis, but your receiving core takes a big hit.
Okay, so listen, full disclosure. I have this team with the same record again. I mean, I went through all these.
You have them going 4-13?
I have them 4-13. Not as boring.
You have them as 4 wins?
I do. Not as boring as last year. I think they'll give you flashes.
What?
That as a Patriot fan, you feel like, okay, at least the future does look bright. And here's where I know we're going to disagree.
Where are your wins?
Here's where I know we're. So I told you 2 of them that we agree on. Here's our disconnect. Ready? You guys can watch this happen live. I believe they split with the Bills. If you notice, at
That's fine.
I know. At the end of the season, they play the Bills. We know that, assuming the Bills are in the playoffs, you could have some rest there, right? Meaningless game for Buffalo. Right. Here it is, folks. They're going to split with the Jets.
No.
I do not believe in your Jets. How about all the primetime games for your Jets? We're going to know by week 4 that this team ain't what you think they are. I think the Patriots for the home game beat the Jets. So what's that? October 27th.
Coming back from London, 1 p.m. kickoff, get the Jets at home.
I think they beat the Jets.
I don't know how the Jets.
I think they split with the Jets. So those are my 4 wins.
With Zach Wilson at quarterback or Tim Boyle and Nathaniel Hackett calling the offense, losing Aaron Rodgers 20 seconds into the regular season, this Jets team won 7 games. They got better on offense, obviously up front offensive line-wise. Added a depth receiver in Mike Williams. Got a deeper backfield behind Breece Hall. Remember, Dalvin Cook was non-existent for the Jets. You have actual complementary backs in Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis for Breece Hall. And by the way, this defense is still one of the best in the league. So, with all that said, Jets are sweeping the Patriots.
Let me push back slightly.
This is going to be such a bad. Slightly. You have Caden Wallace starting at left tackle. Or Chuck Okorafor, who are lifetime right tackles.
Let me push back slightly.
They are getting swept by the Jets.
Let me push back.
Rookie coaching staff. All right, I'll let you go now.
Hear me out.
I'm done.
Last seen Aaron Rodgers healthy. When and you're in scenario in Green Bay, couldn't get it done. This is not MVP Aaron Rodgers anymore. Father Time's undefeated. We understand that. Not saying that's why I say I'm pushing back slightly.
He's come back from injuries before.
I understand, and I'm also not saying that a half of what Aaron Rodgers has ever been isn't better than Zach Wilson. That's why I say slightly. But last seen healthy. Let the record show Aaron Rodgers needed to win, and he was in for a young, really talented Green Bay Packer team that we saw Jordan Love do what? Oh, yeah, get him to the playoffs and win a G-damn playoff game. That's what we saw. So I say all that to say the last time I saw him healthy, he didn't look like the same Aaron Rodgers. Then he gets hurt.
Yep.
The brother's on shrooms. He has conspiracy theories. He's off the reservation at this point. I mean, now he's back, and I'm just supposed to believe that he's going to ride in like some sort of knight in shining armor and lead a franchise who's never won anything ever since Joe Namath anything. Please. Patriots will split. The Jets will not make the playoffs.
I don't need them to win the Super Bowl. I just need them to beat a really bad Patriots team. Yeah, get all your emojis out here.
All of them. Every emotion.
You know what's the best part?
Aaron Rodgers sleeping on you. Aaron Rodgers, you ain't cool. Aaron Rodgers, I'm not in love. I want a divorce. Aaron Rodgers, on the shrooms. That's how he feels. Aaron Rodgers, I'm crying in your face laughing. You're old and washed. Aaron Rodgers, Jets fans are sweating every time you drop back because they think your leg is going to fall off. Aaron Rodgers, I got nothing left, but this face is funny. Go on.
I have the Patriots winning 7 games.
7 games? You get on me for my Jets monologue, then you come in here with 7 games?
And they're going to get swept by the Jets while winning 7 games.
Give me the wins. Just give me the wins.
Seattle at home week 2. Then they're going to lose 4 straight. They'll beat the Jaguars in London.
Give me the wins. All right.
Beat the Titans in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Rams, that's my coin flip. but it's in Foxborough. So I'm always weary of a West Coast team coming over to the
Nakua,
East.
Matt Stafford.
Tutu Atwell.
Cooper Kupp. How dare, yeah.
Good defense. They just revamped the entire defensive line.
Sean McVay, one of the best coaches.
It's West Coast coming to the East Coast.
Okay.
Indianapolis Colts right before the bye. After a loss at the Dolphins. Week 13 or Week 14 bye.
Potential playoff
Then last 4 games, Cardinals win, Bills loss, Chargers win at home.
Oh, they're going to beat Harbaugh. Okay.
They'll beat the Chargers in Foxborough.
Herbert and Harbaugh.
The Los Angeles Chargers in Foxborough. Week 17 of the season, yes. And then they lose to the Bills at home.
All right. Okay.
7-10. I have this team missing the playoffs.
It's just funny to me. You get on me about my Rodgers take, but then you got the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Well, think about it like this, right? Rams is a coin flip. The only thing, if that was in LA, that's
not
a
a coin
loss.
flip.
Colts, Cardinals, I don't know what you get with Kyler, but that's a good competitive team. They'll beat the Chargers.
You know what?
Titans with all those receivers, but still it's Will Levis.
I'm gonna go 5-12 because I'll give you that Tennessee game.
Oh, okay.
I think I missed that one. I'll go 5-12.
One more win than last year.
7. Yeah, one more win. But listen, that team last year was boring as all get out. At least this team is going to give you some flashes.
Hey,
all right.
when do you start Drake May?
Oh, well,
remember I floated out my bye week conspiracy theory for you?
Brendan, we may have to punt on the rest of the NFL here if we're going to have this conversation. I was going to get to the rest of the league, but if we're going to do the Drake May, we might have to punt on that, brother. All right, so look. Look, you're losing right out of the gate pretty significantly.
It's not going to be week 1.
No, I'm okay with that. I'll be honest with you, bro. I think when you get back from London, home against your Jets.
Oh, week 15?
Yeah.
You're talking London.
Week 8. This feels like a winnable stretch. I am not high on the Jets, just a review. So you get the Jets there. You're at home. That feels
a really good
winnable.
Jets defense.
Yeah, but that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. You're at home. He's going to face good defenses. It is what it is. Then you go to Tennessee. You go to Chicago. Those feel winnable. Two young quarterbacks. See what you got.
Good defense.
You already told me the Rams are ass, so that should be a win. Then obviously, you go to Miami. That's a tough game. You're home against Indy. You said they suck. And then you get the bye week.
5 a.m.
I'm going week 8. Jets at home. Get back from London. Boom. Kid goes.
Not going to happen. Week 13.
13. Who do you got on 13?
Home against the Colts.
Now,
I would say week 15.
Okay.
Out of the bye. You give them 2 weeks of prep. But here's the issue.
Road.
You have your rookie quarterback, your next franchise guy, Robert Kraft, debuting on the road. No, it can't happen.
Yeah.
That can't happen.
I don't hate the before the bye.
You do it against the Colts, a beatable team.
Sure.
Still a good defense, but a beatable team. You give them that 1 week of prep as a starter, then into the bye, that first week, that's correcting your mistakes, Drake Mays, where you got to clean up. Next week, leading up to Arizona on the road, now you have experience of preparing as a quarterback at home. Now on the road, travel, film study, meetings, everything's different. Go to Arizona, play there, see whatever happens. Go on the road at Buffalo, and then it's 4 games. Arizona, Buffalo, Los Angeles, Buffalo, soft defenses.
That last game could be a meaningless
That 4-game stretch. It's just good, and you know what you have with Drake May, build some momentum and ride off into the offseason.
Can we just do this? I mean, can we get a poll going or something? Are you Team Trav here that the kid starts week 8 at home against the Jets? Or
Team Trav wants him week 1 against the Bengals.
I do, but I'll settle for week 8 at home against the Jets. Or are you Team George Balekji, who would just punt on this kid's first 13 years of his career so he can develop, and then start him week 13 at home against the Colts? I mean, can we get a poll going here? Is this week 13 this season or in 2027? Because I'm not clear as how long you want this kid to marinate.
If you start him week 13 this season, he'll still be your quarterback in 2027. That's my play.
I see what you did.
That's my play.
Where I'll get him hurt by week 9, right?
He's not making it to next year's draft. And this offensive line, Chuck Okorafor, Caden Wiles blocking for him.
Before we get out of here.
If Jacoby Brissett even makes it alive to week 8, I'd love to see.
Before we get
Let
out,
alone you play Drake May.
Before we leave, you got to admit, the Aaron Rodgers every emotion emoji was pretty cool.
There has to be one of him drinking out of like a certain mug. You're like, what is that? No, it's ayahuasca.
For all of our best content of the day, make sure you follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. I got to tell you, we were going to talk the rest of the NFL. We'll do that on the next
tomorrow.
Boston. We that's a tease. I'm just teasing. I'm just letting them know. We were going to get to it, but you had to do the Drake May thing.
That's me hijacking the convo, too, which I'll do.
Team Trav, Week 8 at home against the Jets. Team George, Week 13 at home against the Colts. Please vote. Let us know. We'll see you next time on Boston Has Entered the Chat. Peace.
Later.